Hello again, and welcome to this week's topic, the financial implications of add-ons and upgrades. Now, I know you've all been told at some point how important it is to add on and attempt to upgrade. And I realize that you're probably trying your darnest to do just that. But I'll bet you kind of wonder what all the ballyhoo is really all about. I mean, add-ons, upgrades, a sale's a sale, right? What difference does it make whether it's an add-on sale or not? After all, nobody's ever gotten rich from adding a sink to a faucet or a service agreement to a furnace, have they? Besides, you might feel like it's pushy to suggest add-ons or upgrades. Well, in this module, you're going to finally find out what all the fuss is all about once and for all. And I think it just may start you looking at add-ons in a whole new light.
Okay then, Mrs. Shaw, I'm writing down your problem here and what it's going to take to fix it, so you're going to know exactly what it's going to cost.
Okay.
Should not take me too long, and then I'm going to be out of your hair.
Well, I thought as long as you were here, you could take a look at my shower head. It's been giving me some trouble dripping. And
I could really appreciate that, you having a shower head leak and all of that, but I do have a job in about 15 minutes, so why don't you go ahead and give the office a call. We'll arrange to have somebody come back another time, okay?
That's silly. I thought maybe as long as you were here, you could take a look at... Oh, forget it.
Well, it seems good old Rocky thinks the best way to make money is to cram as many service calls into the day as he can, even if it means rushing through them at the customer's expense. But I think he may need to reevaluate his game plan. Maybe then he'll see how valuable add-ons and upgrades can truly be. Now, before you can really begin to understand the full implications of adding on and upgrading, you're going to need a little background on the cost of generating a sale. As you probably already know, your company has a wide variety of costs, everything from advertising and permit fees to truck maintenance and employee salaries. Some of these costs are fixed, meaning your company has to pay them regardless of how busy or slow it may be. There's insurance, taxes, rent, utilities, just to name a few. And your company must recover these costs before it can even think of making a profit. That's why the flat rate system is such an advantage, because these indirect costs, or overhead as they're sometimes called, are already built into the prices for every job. So when you charge a customer to replace a fan motor on an air conditioning unit, the price includes an appropriate share of what it costs your company in advertising to attract the customer, the CSR salaries, equipment, and utility costs it took to book the service call, and all the other direct and indirect costs involved to get the job done. After these costs have been recovered, anything that's left over is considered profit.
We take the tray and put that over there and minus the other.
You're not done with these numbers yet? What are you doing here, okay? I got this new bowling ball I got eyed, all ready to go. It's pearlized. I'm waiting on you. What is this here?
I did them over and over and over again, Dad. But, I mean, for cripe's sakes, this can't be right, you know? I mean, after I take out the money we spent on the radio ad, and then the cost of the truck to be repaired after the axle incident, and everybody's paying the rent and everything.
Whoa, all right, of it. What are you trying to tell me?
Can't figure it out. It looks like we're losing money.
No, we are not losing money. You figure this out. You do this again because you're pushing the wrong buttons here.
That's what
okay?
I'm saying.
You
I think this thing is broken.
Now then, an interesting thing happens when you start to add on or upgrade. The cost of the add-on is not the same as that of the original sale. Why? Because add-ons are more cost efficient. You see, the billable hours increase, but not some of the other expenses, particularly the travel-related expenses. After all, the technician is already at the job site. There's no time wasted getting to a new location. There's no additional fuel being used, and there's no more wear and tear on the vehicle. Obviously, maximizing the amount of customer service you provide at each job by adding on tasks and upgrading materials is much more efficient than simply rushing on to as many jobs as possible.
Okay, Ms. Walters, I've written down what I think the problem is and what it'll take to repair the unit, along with a flat rate for the job. but I've also included a couple other options that I think you should consider.
Really? What?
Well, considering how old the house is, your water heater is probably the original one that was put in and installed during the original construction. And based on what you've told me about your family's usage needs, I don't think it's a capacity best suited for your family.
So you think I need to get a new one?
At this point in the unit's expected life term, yeah, I think that would be a good idea. It would be a better long-term investment than repair. Now, I've written down 2 models that are the right capacity, and here are the prices including everything. It's installation, 12-year warranty, disposal of the old unit.
Okay.
So while I'm here, why don't I go ahead and...
Of course, you may think that one add-on here or there wouldn't have much of an impact on sales at your shop. And, well, you'd be wrong. Because over the long run, the difference can be quite outstanding. Let's take a look at a day in the lives of 2 fictitious techs. We'll call them Tech A and Tech B. How's that for imagination, huh? Well, suppose Tech A was a real speedster. You know the type. Wants to get to as many calls as he possibly can because he's out to make a lot of money. So he goes to a total of 4 service calls. At each call, he spends an average of a half hour in travel time and does a single job. As you can see in your participant's workbook, the billable hours range from 1.5 to 2 hours, and material costs from $10 to $20. At the end of the day, our speedster has generated a total of $665. Not bad. Now let's look at Tech B. Unlike Tech A, Tech B likes to make the most of every service call. It's not that he's slow. No, not at all. It's just that he strives to provide the maximum in customer service. So instead of rushing from call to call and getting to 4 service calls by the end of the day, Tech B has serviced only 2 calls. Like Tech A, he spent half an hour on travel time for each one. But due to add-on tasks, his billable hours ranged from 3 to 4 hours. And due to upgrades, his material costs ranged from $30 to $40. So by the day's end, Tech B had generated a total of $770. Now, as far as I'm concerned, there's only one word for that: efficiency. And the more efficient you are, the more successful both you and your shop will become. And that's why everybody makes such a big deal about add-ons and upgrades. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our topic for this week, and I hope you'll agree that making the most of every service call isn't just better customer service, it's also just plain good sense. Goodbye for now. I'll look forward to seeing you again soon.